Operation Ivy Bells, the US versus silence, tapping Moscow's secrets in the deep. You dive into total darkness. 400 feet below the surface of the Sea of Okhotsk, the only sound is your own breath. You swim toward a Soviet military cable deep inside enemy territory. One wrong move, and you'll vanish without a trace. But your mission isn't to destroy. It's to listen. You're not just diving. You're becoming part of one of the most secret and dangerous espionage missions of the Cold War, Operation Ivy Bells. It's the early 1970s. The Cold War dominates every corner of the globe, and beneath the oceans, a silent war of intelligence is underway. The Soviet Navy is transmitting its most sensitive communications through undersea cables in the Sea of Okhotsk, a place it considers its private backyard. But the US Navy sees an opportunity. Through Operation Ivy Bells, American forces plan to breach Soviet waters, locate a single cable, and tap it. Not to intercept radio waves, but to eavesdrop directly on a hardline wire. If successful, they'd gain unfiltered access to the USSR's naval secrets. If caught, it's an international crisis, or worse. The USS Halibut, a specially modified nuclear submarine, slips past Soviet patrols under total radio silence. Its crew carries elite Navy divers trained in covert deep-sea operations. At 400 feet below the surface, they locate the cable, but they can't cut it. Instead, they install a 20-foot-long wiretap device around it, cloaked, quiet, undetectable. The divers must secure it without damaging the cable, all while working in freezing temperatures, low visibility, and constant fear of detection. One pass by a Soviet sonar ping, and it's over. The wiretap begins recording. Week after week, month after month, CIA analysts in Langley listen in on unfiltered Soviet naval chatter. The conversations are golden, raw communications between fleet commanders, ship movements, and missile test data. The Soviets never encrypted the cable, believing it was physically secure. Operation Ivy Bells becomes one of the most valuable signals intelligence coups of the Cold War, and they keep going back, replacing tapes, upgrading the equipment for nearly a decade until someone talks. In 1981, former NSA analyst Ronald Pelton, deep in debt and disillusioned, walks into a Soviet embassy and sells them the secret. The operation is compromised. The Soviets recover the device. Ivy Bells changed how undersea intelligence was viewed, sparking a new era of submarine espionage, fiber optic cable security, and tapping technology. The oceans would never be quiet again. You held the cable in your hands. You heard the secrets flow past like whispers in the dark. You risked everything for a war that wasn't declared, but was very, very real. Operation Ivy Bells wasn't about explosions. It was about access, precision, trust. And it was lost not to the enemy, but to betrayal. So ask yourself, if you knew the truth could endanger millions, would you dive in anyway? If Cold War secrets and silent heroes fascinate you, like, share, and subscribe. Because history isn't always made in battle. Sometimes it's made 400 feet below the surface, by people no one was supposed to know existed.